Guys, I've been on TikTok a bit too much recently, and I'm constantly getting these ads for games or, prompts of questions you should ask, the loved ones, the people around you. And I thought now would be a good time for me to use some of those questions that I've seen online and ask them to you two. I just want to make sure we're close, and we don't leave anything hidden before we pass on.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Before we move on,
eventually.
does that mean that you consider us your loved ones?
I do.
Wow.
February
I consider
18th,
you
2034.
loved ones.
Just in case you were
Yeah.
wondering.
If I ever start to
Okay.
feel the same, I'll let you know.
Okay, yeah, please do. And maybe you will after these questions.
Sure,
hopefully.
could be.
After you're vulnerable with me.
I can't wait.
You'll. So we'll see. I'm just I'm taking these questions directly from the ones that I've been prompted to ask. Okay.
Okay.
So we'll start just at the top. How did it feel when you first became a grandparent?
I will never forget that day.
I can't help but laugh because of how much I enjoyed that experience. I just always giggle with glee about how positive that experience was for me.
Well,
What was
it's
it
all
like
of
when
the
they called you
magic.
Papa?
Yeah, I was going to say it's all of the
They
magic
call
of
me
being a
Meepaw.
parent with none of the work. You're not changing the diapers. You just get to play with the baby, and
And the
That's so
diapers.
you're seeing the,
When
well,
they're
yeah,
done.
after hours. But, yeah, you get to see the expansion of your lineage. It's really magical.
Wow.
That's
that's
And my
that's
my
good.
grandkids call me Dad Pa.
Dad.
Dad paw. Is that because their dad was killed by the paw of a bear?
Yes. So to
I see.
memorialize him.
They call
him
you
Dad
Dad
Paw.
Paw.
Wasn't it your paw that killed their dad?
No, it was a bear.
Whoa.
It was a bear? It wasn't you in a bear
Yes.
costume?
No, well, it was my dad in a bear costume. It was my paw.
Your dad. I see.
And
Yeah,
I
that
am
makes-
my own grandpa. Anyway,
Right.
the next question is, thank you for sharing that. This kind of goes along with that a little bit. But what wisdom have you learned with your old age?
See,
You're
being
on
in my
grandma talk.
twilight years.
I mean, these are just the questions they said to ask.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your
No, that
loved ones
totally
before they pass
that
on.
totally makes sense.
Oh,
Well, and being in the twilight of
So
my years, I've
you're
got a
my
little
loved
bit
ones,
less
don't
than 10
ask.
years left, because February 18th, 2034. And
Yep.
so as I kind of eclipse my halfway point, over halfway, I guess, at this point, but the
Big
thing
time.
I look
Big over
back
halfway.
as being my most important piece of wisdom I learned is no matter what you eat, you will die.
Oh,
yep.
so eat your sweet treats. Is that what you're
So
trying to tell
eat your
us?
nummy nummies. But
Aw.
then, at the same time, if you stop eating for a little while to make up for that, you won't die. So maybe find a balance where you go a week without eating, have a day of yummy nummies, because whatever you eat, you won't die. You will die. You will die one day, and then take that week off again.
Oh,
Yeah.
Week in one.
interesting.
I would
That's the week in
also-
one
That
diet
is-
I've been doing for a while.
That's some interesting wisdom. That's
Yeah.
not a man cave movie night recommendation.
Yeah,
but
can
that
you
is some
remind
good
me-
wisdom.
Yes.
Can you remind me the question? I just want to make sure I'm fully answering the prompt.
No, yeah, I was just wondering what wisdom have you learned with your old age?
Okay, yeah. So yeah, 1 week eating and 1 week off eating is a big one. Also, all those grannies out there that you always hear in the news, it's like once a year you hear a story of someone who's like, I'm 112 and it's because I drink a Dr. Pepper every day. That's true, and that works.
Okay.
Good to know.
So two
So no matter-
diet-based wisdoms.
No matter
Yeah.
what the product is that they're promoting about having lived that long, they all work. So just do it all.
I've heard it
compound
also
them.
works really well with Brisk lemonade.
Oh, interesting.
Brisk
That
the
sounds very
brand,
good.
not temperature.
Right.
I was gonna say, yeah. Usually I drink my lemonade warm, but I guess I could.
You
try
can
it
have
cold.
warm Brisk.
Oh, okay. Then in that case, I'll try it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much both for being vulnerable already so much.
Yeah.
With me.
No
I've got
problem.
one more question with you,
Can't
or
wait.
for you, and this one I think will really resonate with me. It's just if you could give, 24 or 25-year-old you advice, what would you say?
Man, looking back upon that time so long ago, being this much older than that age, it really is so much that I wish I could have told myself.
I've got mine. I got mine figured out right now.
I
Please,
just have
yeah.
so many things that it's so hard
Yeah.
to choose just
Give
one.
me a
I
sec.
just don't remember how
I'll
to
go
say
while
it.
you think.
Okay.
You shouldn't have stopped gambling. You don't know how close you were.
Yeah, it's like the image of the miner
Digging
about
for
to hit.
diamonds.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hit a
I
lot
turned
of
around.
We were
diamonds.
so close.
I turned around. I still had
Turned around right
$24. I still had $24 to my name that I could have put on the table, and I backed down like a
Back
coward.
down.
That is such a bummer.
Dang. No, that's good advice. What about you, Pat Paw?
Meepaw.
Me Paw, sorry. Me Paw and Dad Paw.
Yeah.
Paw,
I would
Dad
say
Dad paw.
my biggest
Paw dad,
piece of
craw dad.
advice would be that you should have been homeless earlier. That was the best decision you ever made. Give up everything and live in the streets like a man.
So it is a decision.
Yeah.
Paw. Wow. Great advice.
That is an
I feel
official
we're-
Orange Boy
That
opinion.
is an Orange Boy opinion. Well, thank you so much. I'm glad we were able to kind of connect this way before eventually you pass on.
Yeah.
I mean, those are kind of strange questions, but I'm glad I was able to ask them. I don't think I would have
Totally.
thought to ask you those
Totally.
if TikTok had not prompted me to.
Yeah.
It's helpful.
And so with that, with this reverence that we now feel, I think it's time we get into some other questions.
February 18th, 2034.
Welcome back to Man Cave Movie Night, the podcast where we get to know each other on a deep, intimate level every week. My name
Whoa.
is
That's
Jared,
what it's all about. I'm Niall.
Lucas.
and today we have a lot of questions. In fact, 3, and
Whoa.
they're not about
That is a lot.
old age. They're not about old age. They're not about becoming grandparents. I think maybe those questions were meant for a different audience. Now that I'm thinking about it, but
It makes sense that they would be.
But the
Yeah.
questions that I think we brought today for each other might be a little bit more appropriate.
They're meant
to
only for
our
us.
interests.
Only
They're
for
meant,
us,
yeah,
baby.
really only for us. And so, sit back.
So once we start asking them, you all out there, stop listening
Hush.
because these are for us, baby.
Oh, they can't even listen to the questions.
Yeah, you turn the podcast off once we get to the questions because these are for us. This is the secret episode.
secret episode. So we're only going to post it on every podcast place you could listen to podcasts, but it is a secret
Yeah.
episode.
So
Yeah,
just don't
So
listen to it.
this is by honor. This is on an honor system. Stop listening as soon as we ask questions. That's your final warning.
Yeah.
We are getting into spoilers for what these
Life.
questions are because you don't know yet. And so let's tiptoe into them. Let's wade these waters. Let's dive right in.
Let's dive right in.
Oh,
Let's hang 10.
let's-
Jared,
yeah.
I really like your question, and I think it would be fun if you asked it first.
I agree.
Okay, I will. I'm going to ask it in 3, 2, stop listening now. 1.
All right,
just
now it's
us.
just
I thought
us.
they'd
Now
never
we're
leave.
here.
Just us.
Oh,
Okay.
man, this is so
All right, boys.
relieving.
Now it's
Pressure's off, baby.
Yeah, the pressure.
Now we get to be our real selves.
now we can be our real selves. My question for you guys is if you... So Lego is really pushing out some more adult sets recently in the last couple years.
Oh, yeah.
You know, there's some Star Wars sets that are just scenes from the movies. We've getting some cool sets like the Ornithopters. The Dungeons and Dragons set just got announced. Lucas is pointing to his ornithopter, Flex.
No big deal.
Super
Whatever.
sick.
If you could choose a movie scene or maybe a TV show scene that was made into a Lego set, what scene would you want to see in
Easy.
Lego form?
The Founder with Michael Keaton.
McDonald.
The Golden
McDonald's,
Arches, baby.
Yeah, except I want it to be the scene where he puts the tape out in the field and then they figure out how to optimize the process.
I see. Yeah, that's a good scene.
Yep.
I mean, I would have loved to see some more corporate branding in my background.
Absolutely.
Displayed in my
So,
room.
the Founder.
But
No, my actual answer, this would be the coolest Lego set of all time. No question in my mind.
Bar
This would
none.
be also probably one of the best selling ones of all time. You make the Spirited Away
Interesting.
bathhouse.
Wow. That would be
interesting.
sick.
That's
Yeah.
a good answer.
And make it so that you can like open it and you can look inside to, the sleeping quarters and the boiler room down in the bottom and all of the baths and then Yubaba's office up in the top. Have it be like one of those high piece count. Like it would have to be really
Yeah, yeah,
big.
yeah.
But man, wouldn't that be so cool to have?
The Haku like dragon swirling around
Yeah.
the back of it or something like
It
that.
would be sweet.
That would be tight. And I think it's very colorful already and very,
Yeah.
It lends itself
whimsical.
well
Lots of cool, what do you call those? Like custom pieces or pieces that are
Yeah.
specific to a set.
to that. Yeah, definitely.
So it would definitely be expensive.
Yeah, but it'd be worth it.
Very expensive.
But it'd be-
But there
it'd
are
be so worth
also, I'll say right now, there are so many Ghibli sets that could exist,
Yeah,
That's
it's
the
kinda
one that
crazy
I
there
go
haven't been
to,
any.
but you could do tons of them.
Yeah, they've
So-
started
That's
rolling
great.
out more. Like I don't know. I could see them doing Ghibli in the future because they've started rolling out more like Disney movie sets. Like they made the Up House and like things like that, just like classic scenes from Disney movies over the last couple of years. So
Yeah.
maybe we'll get some Ghibli stuff.
Could be.
That'd be really fun.
It's a matter of time.
My answer has always been, and will continue to be,
The Founder.
Founder, starring Michael Keaton. No, it is the X Mansion from the X-Men, the
nice.
comics. However,
You just want all the figs.
I want all the figs, and I think the mansion itself with like little rooms and Easter eggs and things like that. Oh,
Yeah.
perfect. That would be perfection in Lego form. So that's always been my answer, and it's always been a pipe dream because I've been like, this is never going to happen. But if the rumors are to be believed, there is an X Mansion set coming out this year in September.
Oh.
And so I am
Because of the
Wow.
show.
because of the show, exactly. X-Men 97 has done wonders for X-Men merchandise.
X-Men 97.
Sorry, I said it wrong. Sorry, I said it wrong. X-Men.
You made a
Don't say
speech
it so
mistake
loud.
on a podcast, and we are not going to let it slide.
It's okay. It's just the three of us.
Yeah,
It's fine.
That's
There's
true.
no
That's true.
embarrassment.
Yeah,
It's
that's
the
true.
three of us.
Well,
And
when it's
so
just the three of us, we're
hopefully-
way meaner to each other.
True.
Yes.
We bully each other a lot.
a lot. Yeah, I just X-Men. I've always loved the designs of the X-Men and just in Lego form. Oh, I'm hoping the
Yeah.
rumors are true. I'm hoping we get a fatty X-Mansion set, and that it gives you all the minifigures you
sick.
want. We get Wolverine, of course. I mean, I've already got a few Wolverines, but we get Gambit, Professor X, Rogue, Jean Grey, Beast. I mean, any and everyone they include, I'm in for it. I want it to exist so badly. But because that set is likely going to exist, a set that will certainly never exist because it's from an R-rated property, and Lego has yet to make anything from R-rated properties, is the
Interesting.
Grand Budapest Hotel.
Oh,
I think
that
that
would also be
is a
sick.
Lego
Guys,
set.
I want these sets so bad already.
That's
So
an
cool.
awesome choice.
There's no way it would ever exist because there's no market for that. I mean, that's not
Yeah.
a popular enough movie to get people to spend like $500 on a huge model, and it's rated R. And yeah, they just haven't made anything from rated R sets, movies. Maybe one day they will, but I can't imagine.
You're telling
Grand
me there's no
Budapest Hotel.
Godfather Lego
No, there's
or
no
Scarface Lego set?
Godfather. Yeah, not
mountains of
yet. Not yet.
cocaine.
I mean, who knows? Who knows? Maybe soon, but so far we have yet to see that, and so I think Grand Budapest Hotel would just look so cool. It'd just be such a cool
Yeah,
set to have.
that's a freaking great pick.
That is a great pick. It's such an iconic.
Yeah, it's just like boom, you
know,
see it, it's
thing
like
anyway,
it's
yeah.
there.
That's so good. I have 2 answers. I'll give you my main one and then the other one I was thinking of. The main answer I have is the pirate ship from the Goonies. I think that
Ooh.
would be super sick,
Nice.
and you
That's
have all the
cool.
kids and Sloth and everyone, and the freaking baddies.
baddies.
I can't remember their name. Something Italian.
Yeah, yeah.
Fratellis or
Yeah,
something
The
like that.
Leguizamo family.
Yeah. I think that'd be really cool. And yeah, it's from a movie that I love. So that's one. It's an iconic set piece.
Nice.
Might
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
The other one that I would love to see is like the rooftop from the finale of Ghostbusters. And that might already exist. I don't know. Because I know the Ghostbuster mobile
Uh-huh.
exists.
The firehouse does exist actually.
But it's not on the firehouse.
he's
that they
talking
have that
the-
final-
Oh, you're talking
I'm talking like the
Zool,
final
the
battle
battle.
with
Ah, I see,
Zool
I see, I
and the
see.
gargoyles and the crossing the beams.
And their beams going out. That
yeah,
would be cool.
Or streams. Yeah. Anyway, I think that'd be so
Yeah.
sick.
It's
It's like
believe
a.
I just said beam.
It's okay. It's okay. so
Podcast
did I.
sucks. Good thing it's only the 3 of us.
It's just the 3 of us today.
Good thing
though.
it's the secret
This is our secret episode, so we're good. If anyone's listening right now, you're betraying
out!
our trust.
Yeah. Why are you here?
Get
But
out.
that's my answer for that one as well. Both of those I think would be really cool.
Nice.
Maybe the Ghostbusters one. I don't know. Maybe it'd be one of those smaller,
Like a
sets.
diorama. That'd be cool.
like a diorama with a quote from it. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Cool.
That'd be
sick.
cool.
All right.
That's my question.
I came in with a question, and I didn't like it very much, and I've just thought of a better one. So I'm
hear
asking
it.
that, which means we're thinking on our feet here. There is zero prep for this question.
Woo!
There is in the world Harry Potter world. There is Legoland. There is at
There
Disney
is.
World, there's a bunch of stuff. There's Galaxy's Edge, a Star Wars world. There's all sorts of these different theme park places dedicated to one specific IP. Pitch me another one that doesn't exist. Tell me about the stuff that you would have there.
I got mine.
That's a great
Let's
idea.
hear
Yeah,
it.
go, Jared.
There's so many awesome worlds in media that it would be fun to go and explore and cool rides and stuff. But I think having an experience within the world of Middle Earth would be so
yeah.
sick.
Oh yeah.
Have obviously actors and stuff walking around, riding horses, like huge fields, stuff like that. Taverns you can go into and drink with, everyone in like cloaks and stuff. Maybe they allow you to dress up. They give you costume pieces when you go in. So they give you a cloak to wear. They give you like some armor if you want it. It's just LARPing, baby.
Oh yeah.
But it's LARPing in the world of Middle Earth. And you can go, there's different sections to it. So there's the Shire or Hobbiton. There's Rohan and Edoras and Minas Tirith and even Mordor.
Oh,
I
nice.
think that'd be so sick.
It is crazy
sick.
that doesn't exist, honestly.
Maybe
It's
reenacting some battles and stuff
So
would be
cool.
tight. A giant
And for only half
animatronic
the price of-
Nazgul.
Yeah, for only half the price of one episode of Rings of Power, they could make it.
Yeah, literally. Well, I mean,
True.
those parks are crazy expensive, but still nothing compared to
Yeah.
the most expensive roller coaster. My brother is really into roller coasters, so I know a lot of random roller coaster facts as a result. The most expensive roller coaster is the one in Florida. If you've been to Universal Islands of Adventure,
There's
in
only
Florida,
one
there's a-
roller coaster in Florida?
Yeah, it's the one though, so that's why it's so expensive.
Huh.
They tore down an old
Interesting.
one and replaced it with like a Hagrid themed Harry Potter one. It was like $200 million.
Sheesh.
For a roller
$200
coaster.
million?
Yeah,
That's
crazy.
crazy.
That is
for
crazy.
Hagrid the roller coaster.
It's an amazing
It's
ride, though.
The
It
motor,
is so
like
I'm
the
sure it
motorcycle
is.
That's
kinda
exactly what it
theme.
is. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
that makes
It's
sense.
That's
so
cool.
cool.
Well, with the Lord of the Rings, I mean, obviously you probably want rides
Yeah.
at least in there.
Oh,
Mordor
totally.
Tower
And there's
drop.
so many
it
you
works
could do.
perfectly.
Yeah,
Dude, the Mines of
Isengard
Moria.
Tower drop.
You're on-
the Mines of Moria.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
In a-
space
in a little mine
mountain.
cart.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
Or
Space
so-
Mountain.
oh yeah,
but
yeah, that's
with-
even better.
That
yeah.
would be
with the
sweet.
Balrog at the end.
Yeah.
that'd be sick.
Yeah.
I honestly can't
Do
believe
like
there's
a-
not a
the
Lord
Flight
of
of
the
the
Rings theme park.
Eagles or the Flight of the Nazgul or something like
Yeah, dude.
that. That'd be tight.
Dude, that would be cool to have a ride where you are the Nazgul and you're trying to catch Frodo. Like
Oh, that'd be
thematically, at
sick.
least, like you're
Yeah,
chasing
yeah.
after the Fellowship.
Yeah.
Oh, that
well,
would
and
be
even
sweet.
there could be like quests within the theme park where you can
Yeah.
take quests from like the Nazgul or like Sauron, and you're looking for, instead of hidden Mickeys, you got
Hidden
signs
hobbits.
of hidden hobbits, baby. Yeah, that's great.
Or like
you know, try to
Smeagol's
find the
journal
One
or
Ring.
something. Like you're
Yeah.
finding entries about the ring from when Smeagol had it and things like that. Like
Yeah.
that
or
dude, that
little
would be
secret
so
doors
fun.
that say "Speak, friend, and enter," and there's a
Yeah.
cast member waiting for you to say "friend," and then
Yeah,
the
and then
Elvish
they
word for
hand you
friend.
like a kebab or something.
Yeah, they got you like a pig,
Yeah.
like the pig you are.
Yeah, exactly.
They
That's what I
open you
want.
up and let your organs fly across the room.
You
as
could
the
have
youngins dig
themed menus at the restaurants. You know, lots of
Totally.
potatoes.
Yeah.
in. Boil them,
Man
mash 'em,
flesh.
stick 'em in a stew.
There's so
man
much you could eat.
Man flesh
many
would
delicious
have to have a
cuisines.
disclaimer on the menu that says does not contain
It
human
says
flesh.
Does not come-
beef or pork.
Look, yeah, you could just call it "Looks like meat's back on the menu, boys," and then
Oh,
just
there you
Oh,
go.
well, that would
Yeah.
have to be the name of like one of the taverns.
The
like a
taverns,
place
yeah,
that
yeah,
you can
one of
go,
the restaurants.
Meats back on the menu.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, dude.
But yeah, have the
Dude.
prancing pony. Have them all. It'd be fun.
Perfect idea. I will
Definitely.
say I went to Disney World a couple of months ago, and the themed restaurants by far my favorite part of any of the
Nice.
areas. Like it was
Fun,
just so
yeah.
fun. All of the stuff. The Avatar restaurant, amazing. The creative ways they found to give you normal food but make it feel like you were eating food from a different planet. Freaking awesome. So
That is cool.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of potential in the food sector of any of these ideas just to, dial up the experience. So, dude, yeah, having the prancing pony there would be so awesome. Every half hour they have the cast members get up on the tables and dance. Like
Yeah, and
Yeah,
just
man.
stomp and clomp around.
Do
that would be
the
so
prancing
cool.
pony or whatever.
that is a great pick.
That is
Yeah.
awesome.
There you
My idea. What was the way you worded the question exactly, Niall? Just like a world, like a theme
What
park,
is an
basically?
intellectual property that there should be a world of or a theme park
Okay.
of? You can call it whatever you want.
Yeah, so mine is going to be a little bit more of an immersive experience where it's like maybe in the back of the park and you have to pay a little bit extra to do it, but it's like a not exactly.
Michael Keaton's the founder.
Yeah, exactly. You get to work at McDonald's. You get to
Awesome
pay to
food
work
options.
at McDonald's. Yep,
That would be great.
that would be great. I really
You can
wish
make
that existed.
your own meal and pay way more.
Yeah, the Bear interactive experience where you get to cook food.
While
a
getting
high
absolutely screamed at.
No, so
Okay, I'm
this
sorry.
Would be, this would be a more of a what do they call, like an escape room type thing, but
Cool.
more of like a collaborative, not exactly collaborative, more of a immersive.
Get Out
experience
2017.
as a theme park. Maybe a little bit similar, more similar to that than you were expecting, but Squid Game I think would be a ton of fun.
Oh, wow.
to have.
That
It's
could be
like,
super fun.
you know,
That
no
could be
stakes.
fun.
It's just like Nerf guns or whatever, really. But like, you still want to win. There's not going to be 500 people, so maybe just like 2 or 3 games. And they give you like a jacket, and everyone gets a number, and you have time in between each round to like kind of strategize and things like that. And so I think that'd be a lot of fun. And like the Netflix, they did like a reality show of it, and they do capture a piece of what that could look like, but it almost is like they way over dramatize it. It's like 10 episodes.
That's what I
episodes
heard.
are an hour, and so they just kind of.
I heard it
up
doesn't
with-
feel like reality either because they
Yeah.
like shoot it intentionally to feel like the show.
Exactly.
And the people on it kind of are acting.
Yeah, definitely. And there are some
Same.
people they follow that it's like they're not as interesting, and
Yeah.
so it's like a good middle ground between that 10-hour, 10-episode thing and Mr. Beast's like 15-minute one, which is actually really entertaining, but it's just edited in such a YouTube way where it's like we got to get through this as quick as possible, even though
Yeah.
like all the set
Beat
pieces are
Squid
really
Game
cool.
and you get to keep your sight.
yeah, exactly.
Will
But I
take
think,
everyone else's away.
Yeah, they blind you. That'd be fun. If you lose, they don't kill you. They just
Yeah.
blind you.
They just
They
blind you. for
blind
life.
you.
They remove your eyeballs. It's not like a scratching of the eye or a cut. It's like removed entirely.
It's a removal.
It's just a
Yep.
Just like yeah, exactly. So yeah, Squid Game interactive world.
Squid Game would be interesting. That'd be fun.
Squid Game would be fun. That would be very fun, I think.
Yeah,
Good
and, like,
answer.
it doesn't. Not even like a full amusement park, like you're saying, but like an interactive experience.
Yeah, like a
or something like
section
that.
of
Maybe
the park.
or it's like a touring thing.
Yeah.
where they come town to town and take over like the Salt Lake Convention Center
Yeah,
or
yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
and then you can
like the Squid
buy
Game
entrance
experience.
and it is like a 500-person event each night. And
That'd
Yeah.
be crazy.
You
It would be
sign
successful.
up and
People
you
would
could
be
win.
down. They'd be so into
yeah,
that.
that'd be so
sweet.
sick.
I think it's a good answer. Okay, I've got a preliminary answer, which I actually think is a better answer than mine. However, I don't know enough about the guy to have it be a really good thought out answer. So you'll understand. The first one is just Stephen King world. You have different areas
That would be
dedicated
really
to
cool.
different books.
It would be
And in the
sick.
center, you have the Dark Tower that kind of connects all of
Cool.
the different books
Because
together.
that's the idea is that they're all connected.
Right.
Yeah, with like
So-
rides and stuff everywhere.
Yeah,
That's, like,
rides
themed
and
for
things
each
like
book and
that.
stuff.
Yeah,
That'd
the
be really
Shawshank
sick.
Prison Break or whatever, and like yeah, different stuff like
Don't
that.
get
It
shot
could be pretty
for
cool.
knowing the truth.
Yeah, but I genuinely just don't know enough about Stephen King for that to be my answer. But I do
That's
know
sick,
that
though.
people
That
that
is
are
a cool
fans
idea.
of
It is an awesome
people that are fans of Stephen King would go crazy for it. Like
Oh, totally.
I just say that because he's one of the, best-selling authors of all time and his fans are very dedicated, so I think that could be something. However, my answer is Toho presents Godzilla Planet. And what
Nice.
what you have there is a bunch of different Godzilla rides. Him fighting different people, like different monsters, him versus Megalon, projections on the walls, different stuff like that. Maybe you even have a theater there like Disneyland and Disney World have, but it's just constantly cycling through Toho Godzilla movies, and you can just go in and sit down and watch that for a little bit while you rest your feet and then get up and head somewhere else. The food options would be crazy because all of them just like different kind of monster themes. That could be super fun. You could have like a super tech world that is the Mecha Godzilla area where you're in like the futuristic stuff. And then another thing that I think would be really cool. This is for the adults. The kids are not going to care about this, but you have a History of Godzilla museum in there where people can go in and they can learn about like kind of what Godzilla represented at first and then how Godzilla kind of became more of like a pop icon rather than like a horrific allegory. And all of these different, there's so much that's interesting about the world of Godzilla, and especially with Godzilla -1 doing so well and kind of revitalizing the actual good portion of this IP, because the American Godzilla is like, whatever, it's doing its own thing and it's still entertaining, but it's not the Toho Godzilla. So if you put all of that together into a theme park, there is so much for you to, make out of it. And then this poster that I have that's for a movie that's called Godzilla, Mothra, King Ghidorah, Giant Monsters All Out Attack, I think is the name of the movie.
Rolls off the
my
Of course, I
proposition-
remember. Yeah.
My proposition is one ride with 3 different entrance points. There's the Godzilla, there's the King Ghidorah, and there's the Mothra. And all of them are kind of like intertwined with each other. So you're like basically on the same ride, but this track does all sorts of this stuff and this track,
Yeah.
I think it could be really cool. I've always thought that it would be really cool for 2 rides to like weave between each other,
Bro,
So,
that did exist
that's my
with Dueling Dragons in Florida, but it got torn
Oh,
down because
it
was
because they had to
starting
put Hagrid up
Yep,
because it was the
that's
one
what
roller
replaced
coaster
it.
in Florida and
In
they had
Florida,
to
yeah.
replace it.
They replaced it with Hagrid. That is true though. They actually
So-
did.
That's my idea.
Yeah, honestly, any of the monsters in the world could like. There's so many fun scenes and fights you could do, but just having like a giant roller coaster called King Ghidorah or something like that.
Yeah.
So sick.
You're like, yeah, I'd jump on that.
Yeah, oh,
I'd ride that.
totally, yeah.
It doesn't even have to have anything to do with
Totally.
the property.
Yeah.
You just know it's going to be a massive ride.
Yep.
Like Cannibal or something. And that's like small compared to other ones across the United States.
Yeah.
So it's just like, or Godzilla.
Yeah,
You
I
listen
think
to Eminem
I
rap
think
while you ride it.
I think
can swallow
this
it, bottle it.
this park would require you to build the largest roller coaster in the world and call it King of the Monsters.
Yeah, totally.
You would just have to do it,
Yeah. Oh, totally.
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 It's a requirement.
so fun.
So
No.
tons of rides you could make out of Godzilla properties. It would just be such a fun place to be.
Yeah, that would be a lot of fun.
You have a miniatures world and a little thing where you and your friends can be the monsters
the
fighting
monsters,
that would be
fun.
super cool.
Come on.
That'd be
Oh,
awesome.
That's
dude,
a good.
come on.
That's a good way to sell photos. Come on.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
exactly. Well, the thing is, like, I feel like I've mentioned this before, but movies are huge, obviously, but for Disney, they mean nothing compared to the parks. The parks are
Yeah.
their main source of income and revenue, and everything they do for the parks in some way or another. They're trying to build up those parks to be as profitable and exciting
Totally.
to come to. As
I have a fun fact that I learned.
I just didn't want to finish that
Huh.
sentence.
So,
How
up?
many people does Disney World employ? Just take a guess.
Disney
100,000.
World.
Disney World.
100,000.
100,000. That's crazy. 13,000.
13,000. I think, if I'm remembering correctly, it's something like. Oh, crap. Now I can't. Okay, 1 second. 1 second.
You can't remember.
It's okay. It's just the three of us. It's just the
Yeah,
three
It's
of
just
no
the 3 of us.
Take as much time as you want.
Okay.
If you didn't get my
I just want to make sure that
13,000
I'm.
reference, you should
Yeah.
go back and listen
It
to our
is-
last episode.
Books.
It is
Books.
77,000.
Oh.
Which
Jared
is
would've
just insane. Like,
That is so many.
that's so nuts.
That's way too many.
Yeah. Way too many employees. But that just makes you realize, like, Disney World feels big when you're there, but it's even bigger than it feels. Like,
yeah.
When you're there, you're like, there's no way there's 77,000 people working here.
Working.
Absolutely there are.
Yeah.
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 Well, maybe, just their employee count in terms of, whatever
Yeah,
whatever
corporate
jobs
and
they have,
stuff
not
too,
just
but
like
yeah,
people on
still.
ground, but
Yeah.
77,000 employees for
But
Disney
then, like,
World,
on the grounds,
not
there's
Disney.
a ton of hotels and restaurants, and, like, there's a lot more than just the parks,
Oh,
too.
that's fair. That's
And there are
fair.
4 parks, and they're
Janitorial, all of them
huge.
all of the bus drivers are employees.
All the cast members,
yeah,
like, all the people who dress up in costume, like, the inside a ride, there's got to be, like, a few dozen just operating it and guiding you through the line. And in the Star Wars world, there's,
enormous.
like, more typically because of interactive stuff. So, yeah.
Is that
that's
what
one.
you're called a cast member, not a employee, right?
Yeah,
Or is there a
cast
different
member is
name?
the idea of, or that's
cast
what the,
member.
that's what
If
the
you're
employees
a
are called, yeah.
if you're a customer facing employee, like in the parks, you're a cast member.
I see. That makes sense.
Yep. Yeah.
Not if you're a
You're not
shareholder.
like the
Not if you-
you're not like the CEO and a cast member, you know.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
what
that is another. That is
I'm
an
the
interesting
I'm the
thing.
chief executive cast member at Disney World.
An interesting fact I found out today about, speaking of shareholders, the single individual
Super fun.
shareholder with the most shares, like the largest percentage of
Uh-huh.
Disney for an individual, is George Lucas, which I
Wow.
think is really interesting.
Interesting.
He owns
All right.
like not a majority stake or anything like that, obviously,
No.
but he
But just a
himself
good
on his
amount.
own owns more Disney stock than anyone else, which I find
Nice.
fascinating. He
wonder
took
what that
that
percentage
Part of
is.
$4
his-
billion
part
that
of
they
his
gave him and
exchange.
turned it around
Yeah.
and put it right back into the company.
Very smart.
That is
Yeah.
very smart.
Yep.
Disney's not going anywhere.
Nope, they are not.
Only up.
Their stock does fluctuate drastically. However, it's not like they're going to go under anytime soon.
Yeah.
So my question, also,
I'm excited.
You've not
I'm
heard.
excited for a surprise.
it's a little fun. It's
Yeah.
not maybe something we do usually, but I think it's an interesting question. Maybe get to know each other a little
Uh-oh.
bit better on a deeper, better level. Your house, containing everything you own,
In the middle of the street.
containing
Your
everything
house.
you own,
containing everything
you
you
own.
own.
catches fire.
Spit it out.
It's on fire. Your house in the middle of the street, containing everything you own, catches on fire. You've saved, but everyone's safe. No alive beings, humans or pets, are hurt at all, But
Like not even.
not even a
little.
little at all. Like not even a cough. They're totally fine. However,
Okay.
you have just a small window of time to safely make a final dash to save any one item. What would that be and why?
Probably the back half of the Subway sandwich I put in the fridge.
I don't
This-
want to lose that. That
This thing,
microphone holder?
it's like a microphone holder.
that is pretty valuable.
Probably this.
irreplaceable.
Probably something
Probably.
like this.
This book, Ender's Game.
Your
because
$9
I have one chapter left.
$9 paperback copy of Ender's Game. No
I
one.
need to know how it ends immediately.
This is a great
Um,
question
it is a good
because
question.
I'm
I'll
just
give you
not
guys some
very
time to-
materially attached. So
Well, yeah. And,
Oh.
and
I say let it burn, baby. No,
Let
I'm
it-
totally kidding. I think I'm a very materialistic person. So that's why
I'll let
it's
you guys
hard
think
for
because
me.
I
Likewise.
sprung this on you because it's just the three of us and I just went bazinga.
Yeah.
Here's a question. I did have a little bit more time to prepare, so I will answer. And my answer
You would
is-
grab your first aid kit, your 72-hour survival kit.
Yeah, I have a little Snickers bar
Smart.
that I've been saving for later. I think I'll just have that. Just a little sweet treat as I watch my house
A
burn
little
down.
sweet treat.
A little sweet treat as I watch my house burn down. No, the item I am taking is my computer tower. Now, that might sound like a dumb answer, but let me explain why. Because I'll just say the hard drive, okay? Because the computer, whatever, it can burn. But the
Yeah, you can
hard
take it out.
drive, I mean, wherever possible, I try to back stuff up on a cloud, or like photos, documents, things like that. But I have so many, like, other photos and things like that where there is a limit to how much you can store in a cloud, and so I have a lot of important and precious memories saved on my computer hard drive, including like transferring journals and things like that to digital form and like kind of scanning those. And I have been in the process of putting all that stuff on a cloud, but you never know when a cloud might fail. I mean, it hasn't yet, so hopefully that does not happen and all of a sudden Google's like, oh, we don't support cloud service, everything you've ever put on here is gone. So I like to have a physical copy as well as the cloud, and so burning up that physical and some of the things I only have on that hard drive still, and so I would not want to lose some of that stuff that I've got in there. So yeah, that's my answer.
That's
Good
smart.
answer.
Yeah, that's a great answer.
Well-
I've got
Yeah.
two that I'll say really quick, which we just see in the moment what I grab. Because one is my guitar. I love my guitar, my acoustic guitar. I love it so much. And
Suck to see it burn. Definitely.
it would suck. It would really suck to see it burn. Now,
I think it would look pretty cool.
it would look pretty cool because it's, It's wood, so it burns.
It burns
pretty
good. It burns real good.
Burns pretty good. You might get some strings popping.
Just pew!
That'd be
Yeah.
pretty cool.
That'd
I
be a
think
cool
it would
sound.
look really cool.
I think it would cool. But
I
the
get
other
it.
one-
I get it.
Yeah. The other one is my laptop. Kind of for similar reason as Lucas, but I like to write music a lot. I haven't posted any music, just because personal issues of releasing stuff, I think. But also, like, it's all on there. Like, I've got digital copies on my phone, but it's not like I can go in and edit it and play around with it or anything. And so, if I lose my laptop, it's all gone.
Yeah. Oof.
Right? Which is definitely a wake-up call.
Yeah. Well,
Let's get those
Let's
onto
get those backed
Lucas's
up,
hard
yeah.
drive so he
So
can
I
make
can
sure
save it. Yeah.
that I've got them. So it'd be between the two of them. Like, I can always write more music, and I could always buy a new guitar. But yeah,
Some things have precious memories you don't want to just abandon and get rid of.
That's true. So those are my two.
That's a
But
good answer.
It'd be a toss-up. I'd probably instinctually go for my guitar.
Nice.
Not my
It just
Yeah.
whoop. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
fair. You'd
So-
get outside and you'd be like, no, my laptop. Oh,
What am I doing?
no.
I'd see you with your hard drive and think, I should have done that.
This is really hard because I have a lot of things that I like, and so I don't want
Them to burn.
them to burn. One of the honestly, the same stuff comes to my mind. Laptop, so I'm going to skip that. I'm going to say no to my laptop just because we've had 2 computer answers already.
We're in a digital age, Niall.
Yeah, come on.
I know.
computers.
You
Say
gotta remember
computers.
that we're in a digital age.
There are 2 bases that I own. Well, it's 3 technically because I haven't sold this other one back to my friend yet, but I have 3 different bases that I own that I value basically equally to each other. And so it's very hard that's like, this is going to make me sound like such a dweeb, but it is kind of the same. Like, you only have time to save one of your children. And it's like, oh, they're all good for different things, you know?
But ultimately, the youngest will be the one who dies. So
I think I would,
No, the
I
middle
would
child's
pick,
the one who's getting left.
that's true.
For sure.
I would pick my Schecter 5-string. It's not the nicest bass that I own, but it is, I think, my favorite one, and being 5 strings, the most versatile. It can really work with hard music while also like not being only optimized for that. Like, it can also be used for chill stuff too. So that would probably be the one that I would pick. However, the other answer that I have, also musical equipment, is my very large acoustic 3300 amp. Just because it has the largest upside potential of, I think, anything I own.
Nice.
I got it for
Sure.
very, very cheap from somebody who was selling what they didn't know they had. And
Nice.
That's how you do it.
I can sell it for at least 5 times what I got it for.
Ooh,
So
nice.
I
That would
am
make up for
kind
all
of
your
just
possessions
like,
burning.
yeah.
Well,
so,
we all have renter's insurance.
That's true. So
because
Yeah.
we're so smart and good.
we wouldn't lose
honestly,
it.
the other 2 things are my stainless steel pan and my cast iron pan. I think my cast iron pan would make it. I don't know the melting point of stainless steel, but cast iron I think would be fine. So I could go through the wreckage and recover some things.
Yeah, just be like, yo. Well, let's say it was a disintegration beam of flames, where it was the heat of the sun.
So
The
it's all
atoms-
gone.
The,
Ash.
Definitely.
atoms will just separate
Yeah, exactly.
all of your
Yeah.
stuff.
Exactly. There's no.
But
there's no
also,
recovery there.
obviously, my laptop has a lot of notes for a Dungeons and Dragons world that I have crafted with great care over many years, and I would really hate to lose that. It is on the cloud, but you know,
Yeah.
I'm thinking of physical and metaphysical possessions
Totally,
going away. So,
Yeah. That's fair.
my laptop represents a lot of that stuff, and
Totally. Same. With,
so like
I, think, Jared
I
and
feel like
too.
that's kind of the obvious answer, but
But it's
wanted to
it's
offer some
fair.
variety.
The that's another thing. Final Draft is kind of like the writing software everyone uses, which is
Yeah.
at times baffling.
Anyone who's anyone.
Yeah, anyone who's anyone uses Final
Ryan
Draft.
Johnson wrote Last Jedi on it.
Everyone who's anyone has written every script on Final Draft. Name a movie, and I guarantee you it was written on Final Draft. Name a movie.
Jaws.
Okay, well, maybe not Jaws.
Jaws.
Too
because
dumb,
it's so
too
old.
dumber.
I bet
Gone with
that
the Wind.
Too Dumb, Too Dumber was written on Final Draft. The silly thing about
Dumb and
that
Dumber too.
software, though, is there's no cloud backup, really. Like, there's a really complicated way to try and do it, and it constantly is failing and unlinking, and so it's just not very
So you
reliable.
just
and
have
so,
to put it like in Drive manually.
Exactly. And so, yeah, again, I back up as much as I possibly can to a cloud, but there's ultimately always going to be some things that you just have to store physically.
Yeah.
And so just losing that would suck. But beyond that,
Yeah.
I think journals, I have a couple journals from my mission that I would hate to lose. And so I've tried like typing them up, but it takes a long friggin' time to type up handwritten
Sheesh.
journals.
You're typing it?
Well, I'm
That's
copying
that,
it.
That
yeah.
would take forever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I-
that's crazy.
I am not very far into that at all. It will take me years to do
No.
because I don't want to dedicate that much time in a short amount.
No
I got a short
chance,
span.
bro.
Yeah, that's
Um,
brutal.
But yeah,
Like I've got a manuscript I've been writing as well. It's all physical. It's on like papyrus.
oh, nice. Is that
Yeah.
the story the story of the shackles of Grimhold? Is that
No,
that one?
it's called Bible 2.
Bible.
I'm starting
2.
something, and I'm hoping
I-
people will
That's
join me.
interesting.
I'm
That's
trying to get a
interesting.
group together to move into
The
woods with me.
long-awaited sequel.
Yeah, I can't believe it's taken this long.
Yeah, I've been working on it.
Nice,
Anyway, I don't want to lose it in a fire.
for sure, obviously.
Sure.
Yeah,
But yeah, that's
Or
my
in
question.
the
Thank
Dead
you for
Sea.
humoring me and answering. Those are great answers.
these are all good questions, and I really think we might have been a little bit intimate and a little bit
Not me.
vulnerable with each
I
other.
lied.
Today. I think that maybe we are loved ones to each other now.
Nope,
Yeah,
I was
I would say
lying.
yes.
All of my answers were lies.
I would say yes, but it's still unfortunate.
I don't get vulnerable for anybody
Except for Kel.
Okay, yeah, except for
except
Kel.
for Kel.
Which brings us to the
by
end
the
of our
way,
episode.
there's a couple
Guys,
of people
you
getting
can start
vulnerable
listening now if you are still around and you've been kind of
Yeah, yeah,
scrubbing
sorry,
through.
we gotta do the
now
3,
is when
2,
you
1.
can start listening.
Count them back in, Jared.
Yeah, sorry. Here, I'll do it. 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the end of our
Nice.
episode.
Yeah, perfect.
I'm sorry that was a little bit exclusive of us,
Yeah.
but it was important that stays between the three of us. So,
Yeah,
of
absolutely.
course, at the end of each of our episodes, we turn the time over to Niall just for a moment.
Yeah.
For his
So
mother.
Spare your
Well, we
ears for
truly
him.
turn it over to his mother, who cannot be here
True.
with us for obvious reasons.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
Niall is
so
the perfect
shout out to
vessel
Kel.
for this message.
I have a question. There's a new person on our Patreon, but they are on the free tier, which I didn't know we had, which is not the shout out to Kel tier. So does this person not give a shout out to
No
Kel?
chance.
Yeah, I don't know who
No
that is.
shot. Okay.
I'm curious to go
So-
check and see.
Wait, that's interesting.
I'll
didn't
tell
know
you
we
the
had a
name
free-
in. I'll tell you
Wait,
the
no,
name in
In
post credits.
post-credits?
Yeah.
I think free tier
'Cause I
they
don't
can
think
just
they
see
can
like
see any of us.
announcements that we post. Like if we post a video, they can't see anything. But yeah, I don't know who this person is, so
Yeah, I
I'll
don't
tell
either,
you
actually.
later.
That's so
But,
fascinating.
Shout out to Kel this week comes from Roan Oberg, Nick Bell, Michael Polonsik, Easy Law, Britton Inkley, Riley Allen, Ian, James Martin, and Hannah Steed. Shout out to Kel from all of those people. Mom, I love you, and they love you even more. That's not true. I love you more than they do. If you
As
want to
you
give
love
my
you
mom a
most.
shout out, go to patreon.com/mancavemovie-night and promise to give us $3 a month. When you do that, you shout out my mom at the end of every episode, and you get to see bonus episodes called Post Credits, where we yip and yap and we have a great time.
We do love yipping and yapping and having a great time, but we appreciate
Yes, we
you
do.
listening to the podcast at all. You may have noticed recently we've been trying to increase our social media presence too. So if you enjoy those, we hope you do enjoy them, and watch there. If you love us, then you'll follow us on our socials and
freaking
watch our
like
stuff
them,
and
comment
like
on
them,
them,
comment on them. We'll respond to it.
save them,
In
Share them
boost
with
us in the
sarcastic
algorithm.
ways.
Just hit the share button.
Hit that-
Don't even
hit
share
that-
it. If you just
yeah,
hit
just-
the share button, it boosts it.
Hit that MF
If you
and
click
share
save, it crazy boosts it. So there's all this
Yeah,
stuff
do all
that
that.
you can do. You're on the ground floor of our development.
button. Yes,
So
and
you've
been here for
you're
3.5
all employed.
years, baby. And
Yep.
we're,
You're all employed.
but yes, we thank you so much for listening. And I'm gonna let
We love you so much.
Jared can. You can have the
Remember,
last
as always, eat for a week or for a day, and then don't
one.
eat for another week.
Yeah.
And drink as much brisk as you possibly can.
Any temperature.
And we'll see you on another
Any
Man
temperature
Cave
is
Movie
brisk.
Night Monday.
Bye
Bye-bye.
bye.
Mwah.
Bazinga.
Bye.